104.5 FM.
The studio time is 10 o'clock on OSBC Radio 104.5 FM, Oshogbo, Voice of the West Nigeria. Time to bring to you today's edition of Issues in the News.
So if you look at the Constitution of Nigeria, the government is set up basically to do two things. When people are asking, do we have budget to be? I would say we still have a budget, because if we don't have a budget, we cannot have government run its activities.
Wow! Arguments and counter-arguments on topical issues and events trending in Nigeria: politics, rule of law, judiciary, economy, trade and commerce, education, security, name it. Issues in the news on OSBC Radio 104.5 FM in Yabu, Bale, Oshogbo is a veritable platform to be learned. We are set to serve you hot every Monday between 10 and 10:45 in the morning. Join Babatunde Ogutomi on Issues in the News. It promises to be educating and informative.
Yes, good morning. Congratulations to all Nigerians on the last Saturday's presidential and national assembly elections that have been successful so far, so good, despite pockets of violent attacks here and there. We can say that the Nigeria has not done badly. Talking about our advancements in democracy vis-a-vis the conduct of our internal affairs, particularly when it comes to elections. Today, 27th of February 2023, Babatunde Oguntomi is the name, and the platform is OSBC, or Issues in the News. Today, as I said, 2 days after the first round of balloting in the 2023 general elections, the citizens of this country are still anxiously awaiting the declaration of results by INEC. Already, many are praising the conduct of the polls, while some say Saturday's presidential and parliamentary elections are the most manipulative and grossly rigged ever conducted in the country. I don't subscribe to that, but it doesn't lie in my mouth to say. I will have somebody in the studio who will be doing justice to all that. But in line with predictions, each of the prominent presidential candidates, at least 4 of them, talking about APC Bola Tinubu, PDP Atiku, NNPP Konkoso, and of course the Labour Party man Peter Gregory Obi, seems to have dominated affairs in their tribal region, or regions or tribe within their tribe. Although the Labour Party man, we all agree, made serious incursions into the southwest and the middle belt. In the studio today, as I said, is an expert in the security matters, is Mr. Ben Shola Akinlade, a retired top shot of the Department of State Security Service, DSS, which he joined in 1983, when that we still refer to DSS of today, then as the National Security Organization, NSO. NSO then. He retired as a director, internal security, within the DSS, and he spent 35 years. And somebody in charge is part of a team that have been struggling to ensure that we have control of arms and ammunitions. Works with the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons in our country. Good enough is from Osun State, precisely from the city called Ileogbo. I know you will like that when I say the city called Ileogbo. I mean, it's a city.
It's a city.
It's a city.
Kingdom. We prefer to call it kingdom.
Kingdom. Very large.
Very large.
Cosmopolitan.
You are right.
You welcome this one, Mr. Akinlade. Yeah, let me start. Were you able to vote on Saturday?
I was unable to vote because of the exigence of duty. I registered updated by voter card in Abuja, but as directed by the presidency, I should be in my AOR, area of responsibility, which is Southwest, as zonal coordinator, National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, Southwest Zonal Office, which is situated in Ado Ekiti State, covering 6 Southwest states: Oyo, Ondo, Ogun, Osun, and Ekiti.
Okay, well, but your assessment of the election on Saturday?
I will look at it by my calling, and that is security. When you want to assess, you look at what has happened before, what happened, and what you are expecting. When we compare what happened past election, because I know during the elections, either as NSO or DSS, that time, were able to witness a lot of violence, ranging from burning of the houses, killing people, and a lot. I will judge by what happened on Saturday that this is better and is improving compared with what we have last. Let me bring another example. There are so many threats from the section of the country. Let me say 2 sections. One, from the north, by the element of Boko Haram and their allies. There are even some in the southeast that say election will not hold. Upon all this, election were held. Kudos to security agencies that are working behind and openly to ensure that people are not disenfranchised. And last for the election, it's a far better improvement compared with the.
So you disagree sharply with those who feel that it was the worst elections ever held in this country?
I
somebody put it.
I disagree. It depends on where you are looking at it. To a politician that is losing, he will think that way. Somebody that is winning, we believe, we say
it's the first thing, it's the best thing to happen
in that thing. So, you know, when we are comparing, you compare as a researcher. You don't compare of immediate something. You have something to compare with. When you say something is better, it means in the past it has not been so. I remember burning of houses of some prominent politicians, snatching of ballots, stuffing ballot boxes. Thank God to this machine called BFAS. It reduces a lot of things. I'm mindful of the pocket of maybe violence anywhere. But then when you compare, look at Southwest generally. Compare with what never happened. I monitor the 6 states.
You were able to reach all the 6 states.
All the 6 states. Thank God for the media, the social media, bloggers, and what have you. You know, there are some